Hello, I'm Horceror. I want to find out what makes every single killer tick. There's one big glaring issue with that though. I play the Nemesis, essentially only the Nemesis. I physically cannot get thousands of hours of experience on every single character. So, I'm going to be interviewing people that do have those thousands of hours. One for every single killer. Welcome to Stars of the Fog. Alright, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Stars of the Fog. Today's killer, a tall, imposing figure with a claymore almost as tall as he is, three funny little guys that run around and kill survivors for him, the Knight. My guest here today is the one, the only, zmpixie, the wife of the Knight. So, my established guest here today, I gotta ask you a couple things. You know, who are you? What are you known for? And just in general, why the Knight?
Hello, I am zmpixie. I am the designated Knight player lady, as you said before. I am also technically his wife, as deemed by community and my endless amounts of drawings I make of me and him. I stream a lot of Knight, I play a lot of Knight, and yeah. But why Knight, you may ask?
I did ask, yeah.
Yes, correct. I actually used to be a trickster main. Yeah, I know. I moved on. It's fine. So I used to be a trickster main, and then I kind of got tired of him. I was like, all right, I gotta find a new character to play. So I kind of went down the line. I started from, where did I start from? I started from Sadako, and I went down from there. And then after Wesker, I was like, man, he's not really hitting right. Let me try this Knight guy or whatever. He's kind of cool, I guess. And then I remembered from the PTB, because that's when I kind of started getting into streaming, was when Knight was at the PTB. I was like, man, he kind of bad though. So it was a little bit of okay, yeah, he's really, really dope. And I just I was like, okay, he's whatever. I think this was after his buffs too. So I kind of got into him at a good time, a little after his buffs. And then it was also around when Hens put that 3-gen video out.
Oh boy.
It was is this killer really a 3-gen killer? And I started playing him and I started doing different things. I'm like, this killer is not a 3-gen killer. He's a multitasking killer. And I've never really seen people play him like that. So I kind of just started recording a little document of what I learned whenever I play him, and it kind of just evolved into a very hyperfixated thing from there. And now I'm the Knight DBD lady.
And so you're talking about just going down the line, Onryo, Wesker, etc., until you got to the Knight. But I do want to ask, was there an initial appeal to it specifically, or was it literally just you going down the list in order, trying them all out, and okay, this doesn't click, this doesn't click, this doesn't click, or was there something that you were okay, wow, the Knight, I want that one?
Yeah.
You're what was the initial appeal to him?
Well, and the initial appeal was damn, he's kind of hot. I'll try him. That's it. That's literally it. And then I went in and I was like, oh, wow, this killer rocks. What is everyone talking about? This killer's cool.
So he was fun. He was hot. The whole package.
The whole shebang.
The whole thing. Okay, cool. And how long did it take you before you really felt you fully got the Knight? Did you have a moment where it clicked into place for you and you're okay, wow, I get it now?
Yeah, I think it was actually my third game on him. Because obviously first time playing, I was just oh, what the heck? What do you do here? And and then the third game, I think I did something that I don't see a lot of Knights do. It was when I stalled a pallet with, I think it was with Assassin, because this is back when he had a set rotation.
Mm-hmm.
So it was making me think about instead of just sending the guard and doing whatever and putting out the guard and doing whatever, I was they all do different things. Why do people just not use them for their specific things? So it kind of just clicked for me from there. And then that's when I started making a document and everything for myself.
So you'd use Carnifex to insta-break a pallet, use a different guard to stall the pallet. There was just a bunch of different stuff you could do with each guard, and it came in a set order back then.
Yeah.
So you would think 3 steps ahead on what you were going to do with each guard.
Yeah, 5D chess shit.
Exactly. Okay, cool. And would you say that's what you enjoy the absolute most about Knight? Just the 5D chess shit, or is there something else? I know you might have I know you might like it for other reasons too.
Well, yes.
But what is the number one thing about Knight?
So the gameplay, it's always just this goes for any killer, but for Knight specifically, it's not just putting down a guard. There's multiple things you need to think about, how a survivor is going to loop a guard. Can you leave a guard by itself over there? You just look at the speed of the guard and the distance between a survivor and the guard, and you look at that and you see that you need to go somewhere else, and am I gonna be better off pressuring over here and leaving the guard, or do I need to go over here? And then you see like a little bit of movement, and then you like snap your fingers like, okay, yeah, you're gonna die, and then you leave, and then you get that satisfaction knowing that they were gonna die because you saw that one little tiny bit of movement from like across the map, and it's like, hell yeah. Yeah, it's so satisfying.
The multitasking part too, yeah.
Yeah, the multitasking, yeah. And just being like 2 places at once feels like really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm technically 3 places at once, but also, like, my guards are really stupid in comparison.
Well, it's like a gamble if they're stupid.
Yeah.
But also, like, same here. Also a gamble if they're stupid, because, you know, like, bugs and whatever.
Can you tell me about said bugs? I know of Drunk Jailer. I know of a few, like, getting stuck on wall things, but it's like, Knight's been having a couple issues over the past...
Yeah, a couple.
I don't even know how long it's been, but, you know, like, tell me about his bugs. Let me know.
So I don't know when I started. I think when the Freddy rework happened is when I actually started documenting every single night bug that I see.
Okay.
And I think it's at 20 right now.
Wow. All right.
That are still in the game, to my knowledge.
Okay.
Like this includes like cosmetic bugs, like.
And what are like the major ones?
Oh, major ones. Yeah. So major one is Drunk Jailer. To people who don't know what Drunk Jailer is, this happens with other guards too, but it mainly happens with Jailer. So back in the PTB, like old Knight, super OG Knight, his hunts started really slow. There's like an S.T.A.R.S meme and everything about it, where you just like assassins just like taking like 50 years to like float over to where the survivor is, and the survivor's just standing there, and Ott's just looking like, yeah. The Knight. This killer's awesome. They fixed that. They like buffed him from that. And for some reason, if you are like on the edge or like the outside of the ring of like where initially a guard was for a hunt, the hunt will be really slow. Like the startup will be slow. It's not supposed to do that. Am I explaining it right?
Yeah, just he doesn't get to it because you know he's a little hungover. So
yeah, he's really drunk. He's like, oh, I have to go all the way over there now.
I have to go to work. Fuck. Yeah.
It's terrible. Another one, this one's like a little bit more recent, but I think they patched this in the Walking Dead patch. I think. I don't know when this is going out, but like fingers crossed it does get patched then. Time of recording this, as of right now, I'm crossing my fingers that's fixed tomorrow.
It is the 28th of July, 2025, when we are recording.
Yes. But so some maps that have like a main building area or like some like weird like tile collision, you can't send a guard through at all. Like for example on like Gideon's meat plant, you know, like the doorways like downstairs and everything. Mm-hmm. There's a weird collision thing like in between like the bars on the floor. So if you angle it wrong, you will get stuck there and you can't send anything else. It'll like act like you're stuck because Knight can't send things off of an elevation. So it counts as an elevation. It's really weird and also really bad.
Yeah.
Because that you just can't send your guards through a lot of things.
And then you just can't use your power through a lot of things. So
yeah,
not ideal.
No, not at all. And then of course just like getting stuck on random things, going around random objects.
Yeah.
For some reason, even though that's not where the survivor or the path was at all.
Yeah. So just like Drunk Jailer and getting stuck on collision that isn't there, would you say is the major two? Yes.
And then getting stuck. But that's been a thing since the dawn of time.
They'll get to it. Trust.
Yeah.
So kind of leading into that, but like what do you dislike the most about the character? Like obviously it can't just be the bugs, but if there's like, I don't know, like sound, visual, like anything at all that you're just like, this fucking sucks, man, like about the Knight, because I will say like some people obviously don't like playing as the Knight, like it's happens with every killer, but for you playing as the Knight, what do you dislike the most?
Honestly, it's literally just the bugs. Okay. It's literally just the bugs.
Just the bugs.
Yeah, I love everything about this character. Literally everything, except the bugs.
He's bugs.
He's bugged.
Well, I'll just go off with what I was just talking about with playing against the Knight. So, you know, you like him, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit. But when you are playing a survivor, how much do you enjoy running into a Knight Dead by Daylight? Like, do you enjoy playing against him? Do you have a good little time?
Well, I have a good old time.
Wow.
But only because I get really excited and I run up to the player and I teabag very frolicky or whatever, very happily. And I'm like, oh my god, it's the Knight. And I be silly with him and I drop my item and they don't get the memo and then they kill me.
What's the success rate of that?
Like 30%. if not less. If not less.
If not less, okay.
So like most of the time, if I bump into a knight, they get a free hook because I'm being stupid.
And then you lock in, and then you 4 out them every time. Well,
here's the thing. So I know how to counter him, and whenever I go against people, it's like, oh man, if you did this thing, you would have gotten away, and da, da, da. And then I do the thing, and then it backfires on me, and then I die, and I'm like, what?
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's funny. It's because like whenever someone else vaults or pre-drops against a guard, they escape perfectly fine. And I'm like, wow, they did such a good job. And then I do the same thing. And then the guard paths exactly to where I am going when I'm looping around a tile instead of the opposite way where I thought they were going to go. And then I die.
Maybe they just have it out for you.
They have it out for me. They fucking hate me. I've been threatening their pay for years.
I hate my boss, not letting me get drunk on company time. I hate her. I'm gonna kick her ass.
Fucking company time. You need to lock the fuck in. They can do it out of company time, but like when we're in a goddamn match and you need to get the stupid Kate that you detected, get her ass. Please.
And would you have any advice for people that do rather not enjoy playing against the knight? Just like some common stuff people don't understand, like as you just said, like doing this thing that you get away every time.
Well, you kind of need to play unpredictably, but I play a little bit too unpredictably, and then I die because of it. But it's like it's not really exactly like going against like a spirit or a nurse, but you kind of want to play a little bit like that. It's because if you're being chased by a guard and you're going like one way, and then you like vault or something, most knights are gonna think there's like, oh, they're like at the vault or something. But then, on the actuality, you vaulted and then you went right instead of like going for the flag or something, or you are going for the flag. You just have to. It's like super unpredictable. You have to be unpredictable. And to play as knight, you have to also be unpredictable. Yes. It's like a...
And do you think that's one of the main frustrations people have when they're playing as or against the knight? But just like when they're playing against him, it's just like you can't play the same way as every other killer, or it's just like pre-drop and then leave, Yeah,
this it can go for any killer. You're not going to play against every single killer the exact same. That's why there's 40 plus killers in the roster.
True. There are 40.
Yeah, like for like unknown, for example, you have to look behind you more and chase so you can get rid of the gunk thing, the UVX. That's what it's called. Oh my god, I was playing. Yeah, I've been calling it the purple thing and not the UVX, what it's actually called.
I call it the gunk. You know what I mean.
The gunk noon. I love unknown. Countering that.
What the most frustrating part about playing against the knight?
I think it's just sandwiching. A lot of knights sandwich because like it's kind of like just been like the old play style and everything. I know they tried to fix that in the recent PTB, but that was not the way to fix it. But it's getting fixed now, so thumbs up. Woohoo! If you are being sandwiched, it is 100% better to take a hit from the knight than the actual guard. It's because one, you make less distance if you get hit by a guard and you have a risk of getting double tapped. And two, that specific guard will still go on cooldown if you take the hit from the knight and you'll get more distance from getting hit.
Very nice.
Yes.
And last thing that's kind of about playing against the knight, just because we're covering all of them right now, right? So early, but is there any perk that, say I am the #1 knight hater? I'm sorry. It's just an experiment. Just say that I'm the #1 knight hater.
Uh-huh.
And I want to counter the knight. What perk am I running?
Well, exhaustion perks really like haste exhaustion perks really like like sprint burst or hold on, random question, do you get overcome when you get hit by a guard? And I actually don't know this. I should know this.
Probably, yeah. Because it's not a chase perk, it's just on injury.
Yeah. The more distance you make from a guard, the less likely you're going to get hit from the guard. So shocking. So like life, or like if you go on a building and bounce landing away, that also can make the guards have much less distance and you gain more distance.
Okay.
MFT too, if you have that speed, or if you get hit by assassin, you have MFT, you will actually just be faster than the guards at that point. So they'll not really catch you, but it's still like not like across the map faster, of course, but it's just like you're going to like make a little bit more distance than you normally would without MFT.
Okay, so like MFT, overcome, get hit by the assassin, speed away.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe not overcome, like sprint burst too. Sprint burst, of course.
I mean, yeah, sprint burst is always going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So what about on your side of things? What do you enjoy running perk-wise on the knight? What are your favorite perks in general? And if there was to be like one perk specifically that is like, this is the knight perk because they use it better than any other killer in the game, what perk would that be?
Okay, so a couple perks that I really, really like on him. One of them is like pretty common that you see everywhere, Dead Man Switch. But the reason why is because guards can trigger it from across the map, pretty much. Like you can send a guard over to the gen and they'll either like let go, you can order it. Oh, I think that's another bug, actually.
A bug.
I don't know if they patch this. Yeah, it's another bug where sometimes if like you summon a guard whenever you have the DMS cooldown and you on the previous cooldown, you sent a guard over there and you kick the gen, whenever you send a hunt, they'll go back to that gen that you kicked before on the DMS cooldown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. But that's aside the point. That's a really good strong perk on him, just for that alone, that you can like trigger DMS from across the map. Same thing with Grim Embrace. Grim Embrace, you can, for your camera, for your path, you are technically the camera. Like your position is moving to where the camera is. So wherever you move, it triggers stuff like Grim Embrace. So if you hook someone and then you instantly send a guard somewhere, once you make that distance for the actual Grim Embrace, while you're still by the hook, you get the Grim Embrace. And stuff can linger, stuff like that for like batteries included. Like if you send a guard like by a gen where it's completed and you have batteries included, the haste will linger a little bit and it'll stack on top of the haste that you already have whenever you summon the guard. So that's cool.
And like stuff like Devour or
Devour as well.
Make Your Choice, like stuff that makes you require to be a certain distance away from stuff. You could get value from that.
Yeah.
By being in the orb.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that. And that's like
Yeah.
I would say that's very loosely a tech, but does the knight have any specific techs that the class could learn about? Because I played like 5 night games, okay? I got my achievements, I didn't touch him again. He's fun every once in a blue moon for me, but like, if I were to go back, and if I wanted to do, something a little flashier, what would I be doing?
There isn't too much that you can do with him. I think like some of the like kind of like more impressive things is like, like stalling a pallet or a gen with a guard that takes longer to kick, like assassin or jailer. So like if you're in chase or something and you're trying to block out a gen, instead of insta-breaking it with Carnifex, they're going to think that you're going to insta-break with Carnifex. So they'll try to vault the pallet, but they can't because the guards are in the middle of the animation of breaking the pallet, and you could just walk up and stab them while they're trying to vault when they can't. So that's fun. Another thing is you cannot send guards off of an elevation, like at all. Like you cannot send them on like off of buildings or anything, but at a specific height, I think like around like maybe like the height of a hill, if you stand on the edge, you can send them down, like the very edge, like wait for the prompt for you to summon a guard. And
I just had a video about that too, like showcasing that exact thing.
I was gonna say, Otz just had a video about that, and I think he
Whoa, pointing emoji! I know that one.
I think he said he learned that from me, but I actually learned this from Sixalis, another night main. She's also really cool. She does night art from time to time.
Okay, cool.
One of the OGs.
One of the OGs.
Yes. She sometimes makes content on YouTube, cool animations and stuff. She makes really cool art, and she does really funny night edits and stuff for her gameplay.
Gotcha. Cool. Speaking of edits, the knight has received some changes over the years that have ranged from, hey, that's pretty nice, to what are we doing? Now, if you, zmpixie, the queen of the knight, were to get full executive control over this character, and you were allowed to just change whatever you want for the health or the benefit of it, what would you change about him? Like anything from accessibility, kit, balance, vibe, whatever. How are you changing him? How are you fixing him? What are you adding? What are you removing? What is going to be new about Tarhos Kovacs?
Well, first of all, he's going to have no bugs. He's going to be not frustrating to play at all ever again.
That's not where I thought that was going at all. I'm sorry. I heard, first of all, he's going to have no, I'm like, pants. Gotcha.
No pants. No. Honestly, it's like, I think because he's like not a strong killer, like he's like a good night main would be like high B at most.
I feel that exactly. Me too.
I would not put him anywhere in A tier. I would not put him anywhere in C tier. But shoot, anything I want to do. It's like, I don't know if I want to change the character. Like, if there was like something like detrimental that I noticed, like, like the patch notes that were for the P2B for Walking Dead, I would like call it out, be like, hey, that's bad. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Honestly, I think I would just like try to make the counterplay like more like presentable, because no one knows that you can like touch the vaults or anything. No one knows you can like pre-drop a pallet whenever you're like decently, like I want to say like 8 meters. I think that might be bugged right now. Shocker. When you're a certain distance away, if they're closer than 3 or 4 meters and you pre-drop, I don't think they'll go around. They're not supposed to go around. They're supposed to phase through, but I think they go around anyways. But sometimes if you do it farther than 8 meters and you pre-drop, they're going to go through anyways. No, they're going to go around anyways. It's supposed to be like a certain distance to where they're supposed to phase through a vault and then not phase through a vault. But it's really hard to know what the consistent and right thing is. It's because there's not really a lot of communication on what the counterplay actually is supposed to be, which sucks. So I would make that more clear. And I would make it more fair.
And like, it's just full executive control. So you'd like maybe even put an in-game tutorial teaching you how to play against this or how to play as it type thing.
Yes. And I think this should go for like any killer, but for like Knight in general, it's like he's a very, very, very overwhelming killer to go against because there's 3 different guards that do 3 different things better than the other. And there is counterplay and it just doesn't say how to do that. At least I don't even know if they updated the beginner tutorial thing for when you're going against a Knight. I don't know.
I don't think they have, no.
Whenever you go against a killer for the first time, it's like, oh, you're now facing the Knight, and they do this.
I don't even know what that says, because I haven't seen one.
I haven't seen one in a while either. I mean, like, except the animatronic that just came out. Oh my god.
That's crazy. Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I have no idea what the tutorial says, but like, that's another thing. It's just like, there's no in-game resource to see, like, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I understand that Knight is frustrating to go against. Like, I'm not upset at people to be like, oh, I don't like the Knight DVD because he's like, I don't know what to do. And I feel bad. It's because they don't know what to do because the game doesn't tell them what to do. There's lots of tutorials online though, especially Otofu's guide, which explains it perfectly. Could not explain it better myself. But other than that, I'm kind of content with anything as long as it doesn't destroy what the character is. So if you gave me the freedom to do whatever the hell I want, I don't even know what the hell I'd do.
You'd fix him and take his shirt off as a skin.
Yeah!
That's it. That's the update.
I'd give him a helmetless cosmetic that looks really pretty.
That would be Peem. Yeah, that would be Peem.
Yeah, I think I'd do that. You know, I already got my food with my shirtless skin. Oh my god, and oh haha, point and laugh. She wants the no pants and freaking heart boxers or whatever. Actually, no, like medieval briefs even to keep it more accurate. But no, I think like, yeah, I'm tame. I'm cool.
But how do you feel about his current cosmetic options and the amount of them, whether or not he has enough of them?
I think they rock.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he needs more, but I'm greedy. I'm full of greed because he got a skin the past 3 patches in a row, except this one. Yeah, so he got 2 battle pass skins. He got a recolor and then the shirtless cosmetic, with also came with a recolor, so technically 4 because of the Add-on skin, which I was very, very happy about. For no reason at all. I totally wasn't the lady that was screaming yes, yes at PAX whenever they announced it.
And Add-on.
It was funny because like I literally heard that. I'm like, is that Pixie?
Yeah, no, everyone like not messaged me, but like I had like a few folks message me. I had some people be like, I fucking knew that was you, and I was like, this is my legacy. This is my fucking legacy, I guess.
But if you could make a specific skin, like just complete ass pull, whatever you want for a skin for Knight, what would it be? I do know that you submitted a cosmetic to the costume contest.
Yes.
So maybe that one.
Yes, that would be cool because like I also really love vampires. So if he got like a vampire Knight skin, that would be so cool and I would be really happy. But there's just like there's so many different types of armor. There's so many different types of helmets. And like the way to like stylize them that I've seen from like both like cosmetic entries and just like in media in general, it's like it's so cool. So this is the same thing again where I'm going to be happy no matter what. It's like that thing, like the cake thing. It's like, oh boy, 2 cakes. I'm just going to be happy with whatever I get. Obviously like a vampire thing, but like I really want like a floral kind of armor, like some like flowers or something, like roses or like dahlias or whatever. I think that would be like really pretty. And then if they do a helmetless one for this, like the flowers could be in his hair, it would be really cute and really cool. That's just me. That's just me. I think that'd be cool.
You got some good ideas. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, like a Berserk collab, maybe. I don't know how this would work for Skull Knight because Skull Knight's a good guy, but Skull Knight cosmetic would be really cool, or Berserker armor guts would be really cool.
It would be pretty Peem. I agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Change his animation. Give him the big fucking sword.
Yes, it would be so cool. Like, I would die for a collab like that, but a Berserk license is so hard to get.
I believe in behavior. I feel like they've got pull for that at this point.
I hope they got pull for it because it'd be so cool.
So Berserk is a series with pretty deep lore.
Yes.
You know who else has really deep lore? The Knight.
The night.
So do you enjoy him more for the playstyle? Like, I know you like his aesthetics, you know, but is he more of a playstyle thing? Is he a lore thing? Or is it a little bit of A, a little bit of B? How do you feel about the Knight's backstory and his tome lore and his stories and his existence in the world?
So imagine every piece of pastry that you love and cherish and put them in a case. That's the Knight's lore. It is, I love it so much. It is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, just a little summary. He was a kid. His village got raided, and his mother was like, I'm not gonna let my kids get taken in as a slave or let them die like this. So she made the ultimate decision to make poison and kill their whole family and go out like that.
Okay.
And Tarhos miraculously survived that.
He's just built different.
He's just built different. Part of me thinks it's entity influence because the medicine that was poison was like black fluid, but we don't know that. We don't know that. He survived, and he woke up to his dead uncle in front of his face, and he just didn't feel anything. He didn't feel sad. He knew he was supposed to be sad, but he was not sad. And then he was just like in awe of like everything like horrible going around him. Like there was like a high-pitched whine in his ears, and then he was looking at like the fire and like knights laughing and children crying, and he was just fascinated by it, and he didn't know why. And he was so infatuated, he didn't realize he got scooped up, thrown in a cage with other slaves, and then now he was working for the Guardia Compagnia.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Ever since then, he trained under Kadir Hakan. That was his name.
And who is this guy?
He is the person who trained Tarhos for everything, but that's all we know about him because there's not a whole lot of lore for Knight, which I'm trying to make as little mini summary, like a little bit.
Okay.
So normally in like mercenary groups or anything, it's like really competitive. People are always like fighting each other and whatever. Tarhos was really good at doing like everything. He was good at forging armor. He was good at holding like any sort of weapon. He was smart. He had his own morals, and that brought attention to 3 loyal followers, which you may know as the Carnifex, Assassin, and Jailer, also known as Sanderbolt, who was big and large, and Tarhos liked that.
Oh, he liked that, did he?
Not like that. Maybe. We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know, but maybe. But Tarkos Melichik, who was like really competitive, but also like he was like, he's the assassin, so he's like stealthy and silent, and he was really good at that.
Yes.
And then Alejandro Santiago, the jailer, he was an armorer. Yeah, he was an armorer, but he's like good at being an armorer, which means that if you don't know what that means, it just means that he's really good at forging armor, pretty much.
He's good at it, yeah.
Yeah. So years have passed since that, and one day Tarhos was granted freedom. He was granted knighthood, and he was like, "Hell yeah! Wow, this is awesome! I never thought that I would be rewarded for being a cold-blooded killer. So can I take my friends?" And they're like, "No." All right, whatever. So with his kind-hearted soul, he went back to being a mercenary so he can get enough money to buy back his followers from the Guardia Compagnia. So later on, he was employed to a certain Vittorio Toscano, who was an Italian duke. And this Italian duke was trying to find this like ancient stone called lapis peridicis, which is like the stone that he's researched like his whole life pretty much. And it's supposed to be like a gateway to like a perfect world. Like nothing bad ever happens beyond like anything puppies or something, like anything happy you could think of. It's like more than that. So they went on a little adventure by, I think it's like a 10-day horse ride to get from Italy to Portugal, which is where the stone was.
Mm-hmm.
So Tarhos is this big, don't think, just kill whatever guy. And he's like, okay, so there's these villagers guarding the place. I'll just kill them for you, and then you can go get your little stone or whatever. And Vittorio's like, no, I don't want you to kill anybody.
He's like, Vittorio, I'm bored.
No, literally. Here's the thing again. So Vittorio's like, no, please don't do that. Can you like find another way? And Tarhos is like, I have seen so many fucked up things and I have done so many fucked up things to do the things I need to do, which is totally easy. It's totally easy. And you're telling me no because you feel bad. And he got mad. He was really, really mad. So he was like, well, fuck this guy. I'm gonna go and kill all these people, get his little stupid stone, and I'm gonna take everything he ever owns. I'm gonna take everything from him because I can.
Damn.
It was literally because he can. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be Duke or anything, because like people think he's technically a tyrant, but like not in like a tyrant in a way for like power. He just did it because he could. So that's what he did. He went in there. He did some Indiana Jones shit in this like cave. He got attacked by he almost got killed by a bunch of bats because there was like so many bats. They like pushed him off a cliff in the cave. It was really funny. But he got the stone and Vittorio was like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, what the fuck? You go in your dungeon now, or else I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, okay, fine, I guess. And the Tarhos just took over the entirety of Portoscuro, which is a place in Italy.
Yes, you do.
And Tarhos was like, tell me the secrets of the stone. Vittorio was like, no. He was like, tell me the secrets of the stone, or I'm gonna brutally torture your friends and family. And Vittorio was like, no. So Tarhos then brutally tortured his friends and family.
I mean, you gotta give him credit for going through with his threats. He's not bluffing.
Yeah, he's got to see this through. He's got to see this through. And because he was so mad, he took all of Vittorio's money, bought an army, and he went back to the Guardia Compagnia and basically like killed everyone who didn't like him and took all of his homies back. He was just like, hey, you remember how you did like me? Fuck you. And he killed everybody. And then everyone else is like, yay! We knew you'd come back and stuff like that.
Hooray!
I said this is going to be a summary, but I'm going on for a very long time. I apologize.
He was a bad motherfucker.
It's definitely longer.
He was a badass motherfucker. Exactly.
He was a bamf. Yes. Then, it started, going around. Like, hey, there's this, really fucked up guy going around, just, killing people. Which, by the way, he's been self-proclaimed Duke. Not self-proclaimed. He doesn't call himself the Duke of Portoscuro. But, words going around, there's this guy just killing people for the fuck of it. And they're like, this guy's evil. You gotta, stop being evil right now. Or else we're gonna kill you. And Tarhos just like, okay. I don't care. But his thing is why is it okay for you guys to do the same thing that I'm doing just because you're nobles and you're rich? Why can't I do that? Because of your stupid laws and whatever. And it was like, why don't you just embrace the evil? Just do whatever the fuck you want. Who cares? These people are calling me mad. They're calling me evil. Okay, cool. Whatever. I'm mad and evil. If that's what you think, then I'm mad and evil. Fuck you. Pretty much. He was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this old guy. I'm tired of Vittorio. I'm just gonna go down and kill him. And he goes down. Vittorio's gone.
Where could he have gone?
During that whole time, Vittorio was writing, trying to remember the exact scriptures from the stone and writing them down. And this weird little circle. And then he figured out and he teleported away. And then Tarhos was pissed. He was throwing shit. He was screaming really loud. He was like, fuck! God, fuck! Damn it! And then all those people that were threatening to kill him were here now. And he was like, fuck. So he went back outside and then, he was, killing everybody with his homies. And then the fog came in. Ooh, the fog. Dead by Daylight reference.
And then he goes into the fog. And you know who else is there?
The Nemesis.
The ghost face.
Yeah.
So now that he's in the fog, and he's always been up to a lot of shit, out there in the non-fog.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say he's a pretty strong guy.
Yes.
But how strong do you think he is in the fog? Personally, earlier, that he was approximately a B+, if it's a really good night player, but tell me more about his strengths.
So Knight is also a knowledge check. This can go for a lot of killers, but Knight is definitely a knowledge check. If you don't know how to hold W against a guard and trick them to going places that they're not supposed to go to by vaulting or medium vaulting or pre-dropping and stuff like that, you will probably die. Most of the time when people go against Knight, they don't know what they're doing, or they're really stubborn and they refuse to know what to do. So Knight's big strength is, I guess, small spaces. Because if there's a a small space that's like unpredictable, like no, predictable. So like example, like the game or RPD, small indoor map. RPD isn't small, but my point is like indoor maps in general, like Midwich or the game. Or I think RPD is a good map on him. I've got some arguments saying otherwise, but I personally think that RPD is a really good map on him. I prefer East over West because some people just fucking forget about the bottom half of East all the time. So it's literally just like just that side of the map, but West is fine too. The fact that like if a map is like consistent and the same and like RNG isn't weird or whatever, like RPD or Midwich or anything, he's going to thrive. It's because there's not a lot of places where you can go. So if you are stuck somewhere, like in a small enclosed space with a large 6'6" man and his evil goons, then you're kind of fucked. But a lot of maps that are big where he can't really control as well, despite being able to be in two places at once, is not really beneficial because you have to really try and focus like one side of the map, and then you lose the other side of the map really fast because you're focused on this one big part of the map. Like Autohaven, like I don't remember which map this was. It's an Autohaven map. He's going to benefit more from that. Another thing is that Knight is really good at snowballing, depending on the situation, but he also is really hard to like pick up if you mess up. If you like miss a swing as the Blight or something, you're going to get your power backs like really quick anyways. If you miss your guard as the Knight, it takes like at least like 2 to 6 seconds to summon a guard, and then you have to wait the guard to spawn, and then you have to wait for the guard's ring to like form, and then you have to wait and see if they get the hunt, and then the hunt has to happen. And if everything doesn't go correct, then you just wasted your time. So you have to be as precise as possible in order to pick up your slack, which is why he's pretty low on a tier list for most people, because you can't make up your mistakes as easily as other killers. Like, let's say I have like 3 people on the floor and like, oh my god, it's like 1 person left, and I send a guard over there, and then I miss, and then I don't know where they are, and then they go and pick up the person, and then they have We're Gonna Live Forever, and then everyone's up on the floor again, and then it's like 2 gens left. But yeah, you have to also like take into account because he has like pretty long cooldowns for each of his guards. Carnifex is 20, Jailer is 25, and Assassin's 30. It's accommodating for their different strengths because like Carnifex is just like breaking pallets. Assassin's really fast. He's like the best guard for like chases. That's why he has a really long cooldown. And then Jailer, thumbs up. He does his best.
He's just happy to be there.
He's just happy to be there, but he is a good guard. I'm not like dissing. When he's not drunk. He actually used to be the worst guard. Oh. And everyone is like, yeah, Jailer fucking sucks. No. But I loved him. He was my jack of all trades. I used him for everything, and he was doing his best. And now he does everything at the best. He is the jack of all trades. He does everything totally well and totally fine.
Okay, quite gotcha, yeah.
Yes.
We've kind of been talking about like the maps and, you know, how Knight is a killer that does depend on the map. Mm-hmm. Like a Midwich compared to a Wrecker's Yard or something like that. Like his strengths very much vary because his power can't be used as well on a lot of maps. But like, what would you say is his best map and what would you say is his worst map? And are these the same as your favorite and least favorite maps?
There's a lot of maps just like in general that are not good for him. Like I said before, like big maps. Like I would say like Temple or
Red Forest or something.
Yeah, Red Forest, like a big map like that. Not going to be like the best, but it's still like manageable. Obviously, like Area Crows, Irie, whatever the hell you call it, fuck that map. Same thing with Badham. That's still like not really good, which is funny because I just said like maps are like predictable and the same and like small and closed. There's some situations like Larry's, for example, which is not a good map. That map is pretty like RNG based as well in terms of like where doors open, where windows are, where line of sight is, which is also really important for Knight. So like any places where it's like you're going to lose line of sight really easily and you can't really trigger a hunt as easily, that's going to not be very good on him. It's also loud on that map, so sound is also kind of like a little important for him to like hear survivors like running, or if you hear like a little call like whimpering and crying and you're like, help me, there's a guard after me, I need shaving. Obviously that's not gonna happen, but like,
does he have a specific worst map, like a number one, like, oh no, I'm going to die now?
Not gonna lie, I get pretty fucking pissed when I see Larry's, so
I was gonna think something like Forgotten Ruins just because of the
oh yeah, fuck that map too, I forgot about that map. Yeah, portals completely cancel hunts whenever they're in a hunt.
Oh, okay.
The only saving grace from that map is that it's really small.
This is true, it is.
And how guards work in terms of triggering hunts. It's like an infinite cylinder, upstairs and downstairs. So if you explode a generator 3 floors below and Jailer's like right above where that gen is, he's gonna hear it. So he's gonna go straight over there.
He hits the full-size ear emoji. Just like, what was that?
Yeah. I was like, I think I hear something.
I gotta go get him.
I gotta get in there.
And you get attacked through the ceiling as Survivor, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's a trick you could do on like Midwich or the game too, which are the 2 maps that I really like as the knight. If they're like on a hook or something, you could just send a guard like behind a wall or below the floor to where the survivors can't see them. And when they get the unhook, the hunt triggers on the person that initiated the unhook because they made the sound. And you either get the person, you hit the person and force a BT hit, or you hit the person who's getting the unhook because they're stuck in the animation. So the hunt's like, no matter how like small your path was, the hunt will be long enough to just like get a hit. That's really cool. Yes.
So, you can start hunts, yes?
Yes.
And you can start things, yes?
Yes.
What about Dead by Daylight? When did you start? And what got you into it?
Oh boy. So this was back when I first got my computer, like my very first PC, which is the one I have right now. Still kicking.
Woohoo!
It's a pre-built from Amazon that I asked one of my old friends to help me out with.
Nice.
Very, very grateful because I think I got this PC for like $1,800 and it's like a 3060.
Not bad.
It was very nice. Yeah, it was back when people were building PCs because it was like COVID and people didn't know what to do. So GPUs were like $1,000, if not more. And I'm like, I ain't spending all that. I'm just gonna get it pre-built. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And then different old friend group, they were like, oh my God, you have to try this game. It's called Dead by Daylight. And I'm like, what's Dead by Daylight? It was like, it's a horror game. I'm like, I'm scared. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm scared. And they're like, oh, just try it. Just try it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And here I am now. I was like, okay, this game's like whatever. And then I kept playing it and then I got addicted.
And here we are.
Yeah, I think this person is a Spirit main now and an Oni main now. Fun fact, actually, I hated Spirit because of him, because she scared the shit out of me. This was before, like, I never played Survivor because I was just so scared. I was just like shaking in my boots in my chair, like, oh, the killer's going to kill me and I'm really bad. So I never touched Survivor, but like whenever my friends were playing, they were like, oh, you got to get better at Survivor if you want to play the game better. I'm like, okay. And like, I was that solo huge white. I hid in lockers because I was scared. I missed skill checks. I walked around. I didn't know what I was doing.
Green prove thyself.
It was funny as hell. But like Dwight was my like first like DVD like Survivor main. And I loved him. And then I played some Fung and Kate because like the bunny ears on Fung were really cute. But on Killer, before Trickster, I was a Huntress main.
Okay.
I played a lot of Huntress. Like I used to like, I just liked looking at her in the lobby. I was just like, she's so cool. And I just like played her all the time. And I think my first ever like screenshot of Dead by Daylight on my computer was someone complaining that I had no ed.
Wow.
And that I tunneled. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I was a little guy. And I was like, I just got this game 2 weeks ago. I was like, no, you're not. How are you? I don't remember it was like, how are you like grade 6?
Because I'm a beast.
Yeah, this was before they reworked the rank system in the game. I don't remember what it was like. Purple. I remember it being purple.
It was purple, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was like, how are you there already? You're a liar. You knocked this game 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I did though. Why do they think I'm lying?
I don't have any other perks. I only got this game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So let's say someone got the game 2 weeks ago, and they see the Night DVD, and they're like, they want to play that guy.
I love that guy.
What's some general advice you would give little green bond Dwight who wants to play Killer for the first time, and he chose the Night? What would you tell him?
First of all, I'll put their hand on their shoulder. I'll be like, please don't use Carnifex for chase. That would be...
I would never.
I'm pausing and looking at you right now.
What the hell?
Try to use your Carnifex, like, not for chase. Really, really try. There are some instances where you can, like, you know, well, that you should. If your other 2 guards are on cooldown and you have a down and you need to pressure somewhere else, send him on his merry way. Carnifex never does anything wrong. Hashtag my goat. Something else for like your paths. Try to predict where they're going to be, not where they are. Like in a chase, for instance. Like if you are like following sound and I don't know, they have like Iron Will or something and you're like, shoot, I don't know where they're going to be. Think about where they're going to be. So if there's like a straight line and then there's a vault where it's safe and then a dead zone, they're obviously not going to go to the dead zone. So if you send the guard to where the vault is and the person is at the vault right when you put the guard down, they don't have time to react or go anywhere else. So then you can follow up from that. Other advice, I think like keeping track of your hunt timer to like know where you, if you need to leave or not, is also really important. Like the timer is there for the survivor too, but it's also important for you, because if you see that the timer is like more than halfway, like until it's not there, and your guard is like basically like tickling their butt like right behind them, you're like, oh, they're gonna get the hit, yay, I can go fuck off somewhere else and slug or something. It's like good to keep track of your guard wherever they are, even like if you're like trying to sandwich or whatever, if you're trying to keep pressure somewhere else, like look back. Like if you're in a chase, you like kind of like eyeball, like, all right, what's my guard doing over there, what's he doing, where is he, he's right there, okay. It's like a lot of like shocker thinking when you're playing this killer.
No way.
I know, you have to think. AI doesn't do everything for you.
So you have to think and use your power? Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to process that a killer that uses AI, you have to think about using them, but...
So that's complete noob on the night, of course. But let's talk about the complete opposite end of things. The competitive night. The player playing to win every single game. Winstreaking. How do you feel about winstreaking on the night?
So I used to win streak. I used to try, and then it just stresses me out. I want to play this killer to have like fun. Like, of course I want to win, but I want to have fun too. I don't want like the burden of me winning like 30 games in a row to like crumble and fall apart and like feel really terrible about myself because I lost a game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to win streak, by all means, do it, please. It's like really cool to watch them. I get really anxious whenever I do them personally. My highest personally was, funny enough, like 34. And then I stopped because I was like, I'm going to take a little break from doing it because it's the winter event. And my guards were disabled during the winter event for 42 days, by the way. Night was disabled for the entirety of Christmas. I was very sad. And I wanted to throw snowballs at my guards and have fun. So that's what I did. I played the Christmas event and I threw snowballs. I love the event so much. But then after that, I was just like, I don't really want to win streak. Because like, I don't really like feel like I need to like prove myself for like that. Because that's what I did before. Like I did win streaks to like kind of like prove myself that I was like good at the killer. And then I was just like, I don't need to stress myself out to do that. I just need to just like play. And if I lose, it's like not the end of the world. There's no bomb strapped to my chest if I lose one game of Dead by Daylight. But if I do need to do competitively, like in tournaments though, I will log the fuck in sometimes. I still get really anxious in competitive settings, and I've competed in 3 tournaments now. I can't remember the one I did with Kurta, but I did do one with Kurta and Julia and some other folks, and that was really fun, but we sadly didn't get that far. But it was fun. And then I was also in Olliebot's content creator tournament. Naya invited me to her team, and I did play Knight in that tournament, and I got a 2K, which I think for Knight is very impressive in a competitive setting, especially since I was against Tofu and Xeno and a lot of other really, really, really talented Survivor players, and I impressed even myself that I did that. But I look back and I'm like squinting and like, if I wasn't so anxious, I could probably do really, 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 really good. Because in another tournament I was in recently, it was A-Run's Better Together tournament, also really fun. I had a great time. I was playing Pyramid Head, which is my other main that I have P100, and I broke down really bad in the middle of my match, like pretty bad, because I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out. My win con was like not like terrible. I was like, okay, that's fine, I can do this. And I was so scared that I was gonna let everybody down. I like cried in the middle of my match. It was not fun. And then I locked in and I did like probably like, I don't think I'm ever gonna top any sort of performance on Pyramid Head ever again with this. I like got a lot of snipes in a row, a lot of good flicks on Pyramid Head as well, because I love flicking my mouse as Pyramid Head. It's really fun. But yeah, competitive settings. But the moral of this is competitive settings really stress me out. And it's fine to be stressed out in competitive settings because it's a competitive setting.
It's stressful, yeah.
But I don't like being stressful. I say as I am in Tofu's big summer brawl.
Yeah, like, don't you have one in like a week of this recording?
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Probably already happened.
I have some really cool people on my team, like Cam Loso and Spooky Loops and Shaders OP and Sucks by Sucks. Really, really cool, kind people. And I'm excited. But of course, I'm definitely nervous. But
it's kind of cool that, sorry, my off-topic tangent. It's kind of cool that like I actually recognize these names now. It's like, yeah, wow, that's a pretty cool person. Because like when I first got here, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, content creator wise.
No, same.
Because Because like I think my first interaction with even like Twitter is, so I made a TikTok, crazy concept, like I think years ago at this point, and Kurta saw it, and then Kurta came across me in game because we both play on West Coast of US. She saw me, she was like, wait, I've seen you before, and she was like the first person that ever like went to me and like said like, hey, I saw your content elsewhere, and that's where I saw you first. I was like, oh my god, wow. And then like she's a good friend now, member of community.
No.
And like I literally asked her like, hey, how do I Twitter? Can you give me like a list of people to follow, because I don't know what I'm doing? And she gave me like a list of like 100 people, and that's where I started, and here I am now.
Awesome. I was gonna say I found you because of Twitter, actually, because like you posted your big Nemesis guide, and I was like, wow, cool. And I was like, I gotta watch this. And I'm like, wow, this guy's cool. And then I came by your streams, and like I used to come by your streams like all the time at night, all the time. I would be like, buh and hello.
Go.
I remember like I was like dog sitting for my grandparents, and like I literally like pulled you up like all the time whenever I was done streaming.
Oh my god.
I was like, hell yeah.
I didn't know that actually.
Well, now you know.
I will say, okay, now I'm just going to talk about streaming in general. This isn't even like a question, but like I would get nervous. Like I know I had people lurk, and like I don't look at the view count. Like, you know, top streamer tip, don't look at your fucking view count.
Yeah, I never do. Never.
I never look at my view count, and like I have a lot of lurkers, so I get nervous. I'm like, okay, there's one person talking, I'm streaming to one person, I end stream, it's like 60 people. I'm like, huh? Where'd y'all come from? But like that's totally fine. But I was still like anxious. I'm still a little anxious even though I hit partner. But like it's just something that like I don't look at like who's there. I don't look who's in the chat. You know, that's weird, by the way. Don't call out lurkers. But like I never know if someone's lurking until like they say something. I'm like, oh wow, okay, you've been here for 6 hours. That's crazy. But yeah, wrapping it back around, content creation. I know people now because of Kurta. Thank you, Kurta.
Love you, Kurta.
She's real cool.
She is cool.
Okay, I don't really have a good segue back into actually talking about the night, so I'm just gonna like cold open. How do you feel about his add-ons? Do you think they're balanced, overtuned, undertuned, and just in general, what are your favorites to run and why?
Knight has 5 add-ons.
That's so crazy. Me too.
A lot of people love his iridescent add-ons, and his iridescent add-ons include Iridescent Company Banner and Knight's Contract. I don't like either of them because Iridescent Company Banner, basically for whenever you send a path through a window, that window is blocked for 30 seconds, which is nice.
Nice.
And it also, whenever they're in a hunt, when a survivor vaults that window is also blocked. And then at the exit gates, if they're being hunted, for the duration of the hunt, for the whole duration of the hunt, the door will be blocked. So
it's like crowd control, bamboozle, and blood warden rolled into one. Kinda.
Yes, but I don't like that because it's really situational, and I want to bring add-ons that are going to help me in the match and not situationally help me through that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like a survivor like vaults, they'll just hug the vault and the guard will still go around it or something like that. You can hug vaults now is what I'm saying. So it doesn't really like matter if you vault something or not. And then exit gate thing, it's very situational. I have a bit where every single time it's like the end game, there's survivor like doing something or whatever, and I don't have Eerie Banner. Everyone's like, huh, you should have brought Eerie Banner. I'm like, for the one game out of like 20 where this happened. Yeah, it's situational and end game, and I don't really like it. And then for Contract, Knight's Contract is an iridescent add-on where a guard will stay where they are ordered for an additional 8 seconds, and a hunt can still trigger while they're standing there. I don't like that either because, one, it's bugged. Your assassin will start at the minimum range of a hunt, while Carnifex and Jailer will start at a maximum range of a hunt. It's supposed to be maximum for all 3 of them, but that's another bug. It also adds another 8 seconds of a cooldown to your guards, and I also don't like that. I don't like that there's an additional 8 seconds. Now, it does, I think it can combo with Pillaged Mead, which is another add-on that he has. It reduces the break time of a guard by 10%. It does combo with that, but I don't want to combo it with that because I like my 8 seconds. Of my guard. There are other cooldown add-ons that he has. It's like per guard reduces the cooldown of a summoning Carnifex by 20%, and then Jailer for 20%, and then Assassin for 20%, which is just like 20% of 20 seconds, which is 16. And then, but they're all separate. All of them are good in their own way. Like Carnifexes, you have a 16-second Carnifex instead of 20-second Carnifex. That's awesome. And then for Assassin, you have the same cooldown basically, which is really good because now you have the same cooldown as your Jailer. And then your Jailer, it's like more Jailers, even lower. Who can complain about lower Jailers? But it's like, it's kind of just like do you want more guaranteed hunts? So you would bring Manacles for Jailer. Do you want more faster downs? So you would bring Treated Blade. Do you want more Carnifexes? So you bring Battle Axe Head.
Do you want Minecraft? You bring Flint and Steel.
Flint and Steel, which is actually an add-on that he has, by the way, which sucks. Which is my point, is that like his good add-ons, in my opinion, are Map of the Realm, Battle Axe Head, Call of Arms, Cold Steel Manacles, Dried Horsemeat, Treated Blade, Townswatch Torch, Sharpened Mount, and Blacksmith Hammer.
And don't forget Gritty Lump.
I won't forget to get you for that.
Don't run Gritty Lump. Don't do it.
Don't run Gritty Lump, please. It's not good. In my opinion, like all of these add-ons can be comboable. I will argue that Call of Arms will probably not be as good starting tomorrow, funny enough, because that is made partial base kit. It would be like the same situation with Map of the Realm, is because Map of the Realm was made partial base kit in his first rework. It was really cool, thumbs up. Before, you would have to always run Map of the Realm, otherwise you would never get a hunt in your life. But now it's an extra 4 meters from Map of the Realm. It's 2 because they made a partial base kit, and now he feels really great aside the bugs, but that's aside the point. And then they made Call to Arms partial base kit, which is it makes your patrol path an extra 10 meters and it changes your movement speed in it by an extra 2.2 meters. I'm not sure how that's converted into percent. I don't know. 2.2 meters. It's a very, very, very good add-on. I am very, very stubborn though, because this add-on has been his best add-on for ever since he came out. And I never run it. I purposely never run it because I wanted to prove that you can perform really good without this add-on. And every time I do run it, it fucks with my muscle memory. Every time I don't run it, it fucks with my muscle memory. So that's also why I don't run it. It is very, 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 very good. I am just stubborn as fuck. So I run Dried Horsemeat, which increases your hunt duration by 4 seconds. I love Dried Horsemeat. That's my ride or die add-on right there. They should make this one partial base kit. Just for little old me.
Little old me, hooray.
Yes, hooray. And then his 2, I guess they're blue now, add-ons are good, is Sharpened Mount. It increases the spawn duration of your banner by 15%, which is good. It can kind of catch people off guard. Haha. Yeah, I know. Hold your laughs. So that throws people off. It kind of like forces them to try to like play around the banner a little bit more. And then Townswatch Torch, also a very good add-on. It makes you undetectable during the entire duration of a hunt,
Which is really good. I've been jumped so many times by that.
It is really good. I personally don't like it. I don't like it. It's because I think it doesn't force you to learn the macro that you should learn on night, because since you're undetectable, you could just kind of like go wherever and sneak up on people and just do whatever. And I used to love it. I used to run it all the time. And then it was pointed out to me by a certain other night main that is also really cool. Goose. He's my evil twin. I call him my evil twin at least. He's really cool though. We're both stubborn. We're both really stubborn. And we both have certain takes that is most of the time he's right because we're both stubborn. But he made a point that Townswatch Torch is like really, really good. It's like stupid good, but it just forces you to just not use your macro like you should. It just gives you free macro. And it's not fun. And I don't like that. So I stopped running it. But if you run it to scare people and to use it, by all means, I'm not gonna punch you or anything for running an add-on that's really, really good. And then his last and only good add-on that's purple is Blacksmith Hammer. It's a little situational, but if you get it off, it's really good. Whenever a guard hits somebody, they get broken for 60 seconds.
And if you're getting guard hits, that's a long time.
Yeah, if you know how to like manage your guards and like know how to secure hits with your guards, it is very, very good. But yeah, those are all of his add-ons. We don't need to look at any other of his add-ons. The other add-ons suck, with the exception, I guess, for Iron Mask. If you get detected in a hunt, you are blind for 75 seconds.
Oh, that's not too bad.
75 seconds of blindness is like, it's not bad. Do I run it? No, but it's not bad compared to his other add-ons.
And you did just bring up the whole, like, tomorrow, which is 7/29/2025. That is, they are updating a few things about the knight. They're making a couple of them base kit, but just in general, how have updates to the knight specifically treated him? Would you say that any buffs and nerfs have been fair? And just in general, how do you feel about BHVR and how they've been, you know, treating him balance-wise?
So originally for the PTB, everything was fine. And they said that there was a bug where you're not supposed to be able to summon a guard while another one is already out. That was in the PTB. They said in the PTB, this is not supposed to happen. We're going to be fixed in the live. I'm like, all right, cool. So they didn't fix that. They didn't know. I don't know if it's because they didn't know how to fix it, but this was like the Great Depression era for Knight, because whenever these changes went out, instead of like your guards having a separate cooldown, your guards had a global cooldown. So after you sent a guard, you cannot use any other guard at all for 10 seconds. It was awful. It was poop. It was terrible. I hated it. It was like so bad. Like, oh, like just the thought sends shivers down my spine and shit, you know?
Yeah.
It was like, I do something, and then I can't do anything else. I don't know, like, let's say, like, Jailer just got buffed. So, 45-second hunt, hypothetically, a maximum 45 seconds. And then I can't do anything for 10 seconds after that. I have to wait an additional time after that. It was not fun. Like, I actually almost quit the character because of that, because the changes were that bad.
Damn.
But cries were heard, and they're like, okay, you know what? The bug that was in the PTB, we'll keep it. We'll keep it base kit, because no one was really complaining about it. They thought it was cool. They thought it was nice. So we'll keep it. And I was like, yay. And then he was fine until he got more bugs. Other than that, I think it's just the fact that a lot of bugs are not really being addressed to him because he is a below average pick rate character. Like, I think nowadays it's like, he's like bottom 10. Well, he's been bottom 10, except when his rework came out, everyone's like, oh my God, let's try the new knight. Wow, he's so fun. And then they're like, okay, whatever, hype's dead. I'm gonna go back to playing the Nemesis or something.
I didn't play the knight.
Not me though.
Oh, what the hell?
Not me. No. But yeah, if that global cooldown change was still a thing, I was probably going to be a Dracula main because that's around when Dracula was about to come out. Other than that, in the recent PTB, they almost completely killed him too, to the point where I probably wasn't going to play him anymore either, was they swapped banner times.
It was really bad.
It was bad. So their goal with this was to try and make sandwiching less common, because sandwiching is a frustrating thing to go against a knight, and I understand. But what they did is they made the banner times, like, I don't even remember the number, but it was stupid. It was terrible.
It was like 4 seconds.
4 seconds. And that was like minus the path buff to it. Like if you do a maximum path, it's like in addition to the, oh my God, sorry, my neck is killing me. Yeah, they just like, no, it went to 5. They went back to the old one, I think, the old banner spawn times, which was 5 seconds.
And I do also want to follow this up with the update to the game around the night. Like, how have things not directly affecting him, but, you know, things that affect everything around him? So, like, new perks, new maps, new reworks, if he's had any. Has he gotten better? I think that the whole, like, how's everything else treated him? I
think from, like, a balance standpoint, he's been pretty much the same. I think when 8.1 came out, which was like the big rework for him, he definitely got a little bit buffed. Like he's still the same strength. He just felt a lot better to play as. Like a lot better to play as. Because like before 8.1, he was really, really clunky. It was really, really bad. There was one update. So I think it was like 2 patches after Night came out. They buffed him. Before, guards would have a 2.5% penalty whenever you kicked Gen, and then they buffed it to 5. This was before they buffed the killer kicking. Before it was like, oh, like you just kick the gen with your guards for 5%. That's so cool. Like it was like like kicking was like really good with your guards. And then they made the update to where you have like what's the regression penalty? Is it still 5%?
Yeah, it's 5.
Now it is 5 for all of your guards and whatever. And like now it's not like a huge priority just to kick because you get the 5%. It was like a big buff for him, but like that change kind of made it like, okay, all right, well, now it's just like if you kick a gen with a guard, it's just like kicking from across the map now.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, yeah. They kicked the gen, whatever. What else did they do? Before, you can be in your power for like ever. You had like no time limit and you can just like hide your tear radius. So they made it so like you have to be in your power for 10 seconds and then it'll kick you out, which is cool. Like I think that's like a good change that they did. This was before the big rework too. So this was like one of the good changes that they did for him. This was also when they added haste to him. I remember that too. That's something else that's fun with him. You get haste whenever you send a long path.
So changes in general have been pretty good.
Yes, changes have been nothing but good, except the one that almost got released for tomorrow. They've been really good about listening to feedback for stuff, and the banner changes that they did was very negative. I was very negative, but only because I was scared. That was going to completely eliminate all macro for Knight in general. Since they made the banner times shorter, why would you leave a guard by itself? So it's kind of forcing you to sandwich all the time, which is not fun. I like leaving my guards to babysit and just go screw off somewhere else while I go do other stuff across the map.
The multitasking, like you said earlier.
The multitasking, yes.
Okay, so as you said way earlier, the game of Dead by Daylight has 40 killers.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's like 3 dozen and a third of a dozen, if you count by dozens and dozens only. So with this many killers in the game, and you play the Knight, essentially only the Knight, do you think that maining the Knight has given you transferable gameplay skills to other killers specifically?
Yes.
And how?
Specifically Spirit, because they play very, very similar. Because it's like you are at one point and you put yourself at another point, just like Spirit or Nurse even as well. But the macro that you have in your head to like send your guard like somewhere else, you kind of like think about that for other killers. Like, oh shit, I've been chasing this person for X amount of time. This is like kind of like killer like 101. I would say in terms of like macro, he's like somewhere in like the top 5 for how much macro you could do with him. For number 1, I would put Artist, which also helps me because Knight is a lot about like predicting where things are going to go, and a lot of killers are also like predicting for where you're going to go. But Knight takes a little bit longer to perform that because, you know, it's like the thing I said earlier. It's like I have to send the guard over there. I have to wait for the guard to spawn. I have to wait for the guard's ring to spawn. I have to wait to see if there's going to be a hunt that's triggered, and I have to wait to see if the hunt is triggered, if the hunt is going to end really soon or not. It's like a lot of factors for him. And then I take those factors and I'm like kind of compile it into like a killer, you know?
Yes.
I hope that made sense.
A lot of factors, yes.
Yes.
I don't see the Nurse one as much, but with Spirit, absolutely. I would say Knight is easier than Spirit just because of how the power works inherently, because like you get a ring rather than just like you have to be on them with Spirit to land a hit.
I think the opposite. I think Spirit is much easier than Knight.
I can't hear very well, so I can't play either of them, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you have hard of hearing, then it definitely would be much more difficult for both Knight and Spirit. Spirit has a lot more necessity to hear versus Knight.
Yes.
Knight, you can, like, try and predict where they're going to go. And then you can get spot on, or you cannot get spot on.
Yes. And then they can always, like, you know, duck the guard spawning if it's, like, behind an object or something.
Yes.
And then Spirit, if they're on you, they are smacking the fuck out of you.
Yes.
And we've talked a good bit about the Knight and their power and how long things last, such as the Knight's Hunt. But how long do you think Dead by Daylight is going to last? Because we did just finish our 9th anniversary, you know, which is 9 whole years of content.
Yes.
And the Springtrap release, which was the anniversary chapter, was the biggest one we've ever had. So reasonably, onwards and upwards, how long do you think the game is going to last at this point?
I don't know, because I will admit, like, Five Nights at Freddy's is, like, one of the most anticipated chapters, like, ever for this game, and it performed really well. Like, the game, in terms of, like, people coming into the game, it was, like, huge. We beat, like, the Resident Evil chapter peak for players.
My nemesis.
Well, I don't really know, because it's like, I don't know, like Overwatch, for example. I think that also came out in 2016. Same thing as DBD, right?
Mm-hmm.
That game's still going pretty strong right now. But I think the difference between the two is that there are more updates for Overwatch. There's more, like, Blizzard is a bigger company than Behavior, but DBD is also like the biggest asymmetrical horror game.
Yeah, there's not really a competitor anymore.
There's not a competitor, and every time that there is a competitor, the game kind of like dies down, sadly. Like, even though the game's like really fun, but I don't think that DBD is in the balance of things because of licenses. Like, people's favorite characters like Claudette or
The Unknown, for instance.
The Unknown. Yeah, a lot of really good original content comes from the game. It just depends on how often they update said content. I think 3 months per chapter is fine. I think 4 chapters a year is totally fine. And it's like that. The problem with that is that since there is a lot of content for that, balance changes are different, like bug fixes and stuff. Because there's been points in the game where some killers are just unplayable. Like the twins, for example, which I think they're still unplayable right now. I think there's a bug right now to where you like literally cannot play the game at all. You are like stuck like on Survivor's back as twins, and you can't do anything. So I think it's going to have to like come to the point where like Behavior like really needs to focus on bug fixes, because I think that's like such a big turn off from this game, on top of some other stuff. Certain killers that are out right now that people are complaining about, they just need to make it, instead of just presenting a killer and being like, all right, have fun. I think another thing, like we talked about this earlier, is presenting counterplay. So people can go against the killer and not be frustrated like the first like 3 matches that they go against, and then they get stubborn and then never learn about it because it's like, oh, this killer's like so strong, we don't know what to do.
Like current day Skull Merchant.
Current day Skull Merchant for sure is like a big example for people who are really stubborn and think that she is boring and think that she's not fun to go against. But she is boring and not fun to go against, quote, because they gutted her because people just absolutely refuse to know how to go against her. There was just so much in her kit.
The first iteration deserved it, but everything past that was like, come on, guys.
I can say the same thing for Knight, but they added a bug. The window vaulting thing was a bug. It was never implemented as a feature. It was never announced as a feature. It was never presented as a feature. And then the 8.1 update came out, and then he got that base kit presented as like, hey, this is how you counter the card. And before that, we would tell, like, we as a Knight mains would be like, if you really don't know how to go against Knight, you can't hold W everywhere because you can't do that. There is a bug. Abuse the bug. Use the bug to go against Knight. It's because you can still play Knight perfectly fine while understanding the bug.
And now it's no longer a bug, it's a feature, so.
It's a bug, that's a feature.
Yes, but I also feel like that would be a thing that they would have to introduce like counterplay before they got rid of it, because then it would be like well, this is a lose-lose scenario now. There's no, how do I counter this? What do I do?
I would say it's like also up to like the player base and content creators to tell people how to do counterplay and stuff, but I think it would be like at least like basic stuff for killers, like, hey, you can crouch and dodge the nemesis tentacles.
Don't do that. You should stand up behind every loop.
Yeah, and you should run straight to the guard when you get detected. They'll give you a big old hug.
I also made like a full guide on how to play against the nemesis. Self promo if you wanna if you don't like the nemesis, here you go.
Well,
but yeah, I think a big issue about DVD is there's not really a tutorial in game for like every single, because like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, we are content creators, but the average player for a game is not going to go out of their way to be like, okay, how play against Vecna? I don't like Vecna. I don't know who Archie Bop is. Like, the average person is not going to go out of their way to try and learn that, you know?
Yeah.
If there was like an in-game tutorial that wasn't asked, sorry, because this one is so bare bones, it's crazy.
It is super old. It is very outdated. I think
it's like the controls. That's it.
Yes. And I think like the beginner text is not enough to explain like a killer too. Like, hey, you're about to face the Lich. The killer has 4 spells. Like, okay. And then it's like Flight of the Damned and then Fly. I'm like, what's the difference between Flight of the Damned and then Fly?
Oh god, the Damned, they're coming.
Yeah. Because I'm sure if someone reads that firsthand and not know that Flight of the Damned is skeletons and flying is like actually flying, I'm sure they're going to be very confused which is which. See, I don't want to make this like, I don't want to compare it to other games, but like for Marvel Rivals, for example, they do like visual stuff of what each killer does.
No, Rivals is really good.
I think they do a really good job on presenting like how to play each character. And hey, this is a suggested combo for this character.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's really good. And I think Dead by Daylight would really benefit from doing that. Like not only from killers, but like perks too. Like, hey, like if that new Arella perk where you get in a locker and you come out, see the aura of the killer. This is what it looks like when it happens.
Yes.
And this is what happens when you use an exhaustion perk like that. I think that in game would be really, really nice. I think it would be a huge quality of life thing because there are like 100+ perks in this game.
And like you could even like outsource it to content creators for that killer if you want to like, hey, you know, here's a partnership thing. How do you play against your killer?
Yeah.
Condense it down. Here's what everything is, you know?
Yeah.
I think it'd be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But needs more legibility on counterplay for stuff. Because like realistically speaking, let's say I have played like hundreds of games and I have not seen like a twins or something. How are you going to know to play against the twins? Like without looking it up?
Yeah.
What's that? What does that sound? What does that mean? And like,
yeah,
it becomes more and more necessary the more killers get in the game because like there's always going to be ones that have lower pick rates and you can't really learn all of them unless you play against all of them, and you're not going to play against all of them for a long time. The average player does not have thousands and thousands of hours to learn every single killer.
So
I'm talking to those people that do have those thousands of hours. That's so crazy.
Welcome to Stars of the Fog.
Whoa, that's my line. That's so crazy. But speaking of having thousands of hours on a killer, and you kept bringing this up, and I felt like I had to ask it, you know. But like I it's the last question I save it for last every time. What would make you drop the knight completely?
I've mentioned it a couple times. If they like do something to completely eliminate what I like about the character, which has come close twice, but they fixed it. So I'm like, you know, like sitting in my chair, kicking my feet, like la la la, I love my macro killer. And they're like, hey, we're kind of like destroying that. And I'm like, no, wait, like that. And I think if bugs continue to not be addressed, I'm a simple gal. I'm very simple. I like what I like, and if the thing that I don't like doesn't make me happy anymore, I take a break. Which is how I kind of am right now, because there are a lot of bugs for Night that make me really frustrated, and I don't want to be frustrated while playing something that I really like, so I take a break while playing other stuff that I do like, so I'm not going to get frustrated, because I love this game. I really love this game. I really, really love Night, and last thing I want to do is not be happy while I'm playing the killer that I really like.
So you're waiting for a few bug fixes and playing Hit Killer the Spring Trapula in the meantime.
Yes. That and Pyramid Head and Dracula and Vecna, who are my other P100s, by the way.
Nemesis soon, trust.
No.
But yeah, it's nice to see like every time that like a big change has been proposed for a killer, like when it's bad, like the community like lets them know. The twins change, the night change, the xenomorph change, but then you get stuff like the Pyramid Head change, and like it's good. So people are like, yeah, 2 thumbs up, and they're keeping it. So I can appreciate that, you know, like as a company, they're getting more in tune with like, okay, you know, people are going to be passionate about this game that they've been playing for 9 years. Crazy concept.
Yeah.
And then they actually listen to those that have like the experience on these characters, be like, okay, this is probably not it, gang. But yeah, it's nice that they're growing.
Yeah.
And even communicating with the community. Crazy concept. Well, that's kind of all I have for this. I appreciate you, you know, starting stream late. Sorry.
You're fine.
And taking time out of your day to talk about Hit Killer the Night, Tarhos Kovacs.
I love the Night.
And yeah, so this little end bit is just for you. If you want to talk about anything you're working on, anything that's upcoming, you do have a tournament.
Yes, I am participating in Otohu's big summer brawl with my chum Shaders OP and fellow colleagues, I guess I will call them, Spooky Loops and Camloso. And our competitive player, who is also my chum for our team, is Sucks by Sucks. I was in a tournament with him before and I had such a blast. So of course I'm like, hey, Sucks. Come join my team and stuff like that.
Now, I'm not sure this video is going to be out by then, but there will probably be a video on it that you can check out.
Yes. If it's not here, then I'm sorry.
So now you can just like share all your links, where people can find you, stuff like that if they want to experience the night DBD.
Yeah, I'm mainly active on Twitch and Twitter. I'm sorry about Twitter. But I also try to post weekly on YouTube as well. Yeah, those are it. Oh yeah, TikTok. I totally don't forget about short form content at all. TikTok as well, Instagram. Yeah, I stream every day pretty much. On occasions I take a break. Fridays I am not on, but I stream 4 p.m. EST to 8 p.m. EST most of the time. But yeah.
All right, cool.
Night DBD, you should come by. I'm most likely talking about the night, which is shocking to absolutely no one.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And everyone watching, thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support. Go check out Pixie on any of these links here on your screen. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, morning, noon, evening, night.
Night.
Whatever it might be. And hope to catch you in the next one. Catch you later and bye.
Okay, bye-bye.